Good morning. Welcome to this gathering on this Sunday morning. You didn't know that we lived in the tropics. You didn't know you were on Vancouver Island. But the crocus was popping up at the front of the church this morning. So welcome to spring. We are thrilled and excited that we can gather again as community, that we can welcome each other, that we can be here in this circle, whether here in this room or online where you're joining us from wherever you happen to be. Welcome. Welcome to this circle of community. Welcome to a place where we can be ourselves and be who we're becoming. And welcome to a place where we seek spirituality in all its many ways and forms, that we can be on the journey that we're on, seeking wisdom for our living, seeking what we have to share with each other, connection with ourselves, with each other, with the world. If you're here for the first time, welcome. For the first time in a long time, welcome. If you hold this space many, many times, welcome to you too. We are all together in building something with each other that is special. I light the community candle today. Recognizing that this light grows from just the tiniest little catch of the wick into a full flame. And it hopes to be a bit of a symbol for us as we find our way into this space, into community, into a centering time, that it starts tentatively. We come maybe not racing through the door, but we come and we ease our way in and we find our way to meaning and purpose. We find our way to community and connection with others. And as the light strengthens, we know it connects us with really the universe, with all that is, with all life, with fellow humanity, with the creatures and creation. So welcome to this space and welcome to this time together where our light will grow with each other. Ciao.
Hello, my name is Chell. My pronouns are she or he, whichever. And when we gather, we affirm that we as a community welcome all sizes, all ages, all colors, all cultures, all genders, all sexualities, all abilities, all learning styles and neurotypes, all religions or none, all people. We also acknowledge and honor the land when we gather. I can't think of a better way to phrase my personal views on this than a quote from the Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield, who once said, "That ball of shiny blue houses everybody anybody ever knew of the Earth." Alternatively, going along with this theme we've been doing of stories and of finding ourselves in stories and themes and narratives, a movie that you all might have heard of called Guardians of the Galaxy, in which a character is asked why he would even want to save and protect the world in the first place, answers, "Because I'm one of the idiots who lives in it." We are all of humanity, all living things, born on Earth. We're all connected to and live out our lives on this land. And I think it's a good thing to take some time sometimes and just remember that shared connection and how important it is.
Will you join me in words or in spirit as we share our intentions for the morning, for the day, for the week, for our living? We come together with open hearts, ready to see our lives with new clarity. Let's invite ourselves into stories that reveal places for celebration and for healing. Let's open ourselves to the humility to listen, the courage to repair, and the joy of connection. May this time awaken in us a spirit of curiosity, compassion, and transformation. And may we find in the stories we live the path that leads us to wholeness.
On the highest mountains, through the lowest valleys, challenge comes the whole of life to all that we are, all we can be. As I scale the mountains, as I walk the valleys, may I meet the whole of life with all that I am, all I can be. Will you walk beside me? Will you share your wisdom? Help me meet the whole of life with all that I am, all I can be. May I walk beside you. May we share our wisdom. Help each other live our lives with all that we are, all we can be. Shouting on the mountains, singing in the valleys, we shall meet the whole of life with all that we are, all we can be.
It's our time for all ages, and I want to invite anyone who would like to come to the carpet for a time together. You're welcome to come, you're welcome to stay, you're welcome to come and find a chair that's closer, wherever you'd like. Here we are. Here comes Nina. She's small, but she makes a big noise. Come on, Nina. Hello. Ha-ha. I have a story for you today. It's called A Perfectly Messed Up Story. And we're going to see what that's all about. It's by Patrick McDonnell. This is Louie's story. Once upon a time, little Louie went skipping merrily along. Tra-la-la-la-la, he sang. For in his heart, Louis knew everything was just... Hey, hold on. What's that? Sniff, sniff. Lick, lick. A jelly stain? How did that get there? This isn't right. Who would eat a jelly sandwich while reading my book? Plop. Jelly and peanut butter? The chunky kind? What do you like better, chunky or smooth?
Smooth.
Oh. Fairly evenly split up here.
I like both kinds.
Hey, hey, hey. Both kinds. How diplomatic. Hey, hey, hey. Somebody's fingerprints are all over this. You see them up there? Yeah. Oh no. What's next?
Oh no.
What's next? Orange juice? Arg! My story is getting all messed up and mixed up. We need to show some respect here. Books are important. They teach us stuff and they inspire us. Hey, that's why we read books up here on the carpet, right? They teach us stuff. Now, can I please get on with my story? Thank you. Okay, from the top. Once upon a time, little Louis went skipping merrily along. Tra-la-la-la-la. La. You have got to be kidding. This is awful. Quick, get a paper towel. Rub, rub, rub. Careful, careful. Ah! This is getting worse. This is the worst thing ever. What am I going to do? Once upon a time, stop. Forget it. My story is ruined. It's all over. I'm just in a messy old book that will end up in some garage sale. Or I mean, thrifty treasure sale. A book no one will ever want to read or love. I give up. Go on without me. A little dramatic, hey? This is Louis' story. Who cares? Once upon a time, little Louis went skipping merrily along. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, he sang. Oh, life was so much simpler back then. For in his heart, Louis knew everything was just... What? Just what? Fine. Everything was just fine. Wow. Everything is fine. I'm still here. You're still reading this book, and it's a pretty good story, messes and all. So come on, let's finish this. This is Louis' story. I love it, and nothing is going to stop me. The end.
There's a coffee stain.
Do you see that coffee stain on the back? What silliness, what silliness. Do all stories teach us wisdom and some important things? No? Maybe not. Is this story just silly or does it teach us something?
Teach us and
Oh,
silly.
what might it teach us?
Not to eat with books.
Not to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with books.
And graphite
What
fingers.
else might it teach us? Yes?
Maybe mistakes can look nice.
Maybe mistakes can look nice.
But
And the story can still be beautiful. What else?
I think, like, it might mean that you might have to do a hard challenge and you don't like it, but in the end you can do it and it works out.
Wow, yeah. That's amazing. You might have to do anything that's tricky or hard. Not even just to read a story or tell a story. You might have to do something really hard, and it might not work out, but you might still be able to do it. Very, very wise. Very wise. This book might also teach us to just keep on going. That the story might not be what we expect, but we have to keep doing it, telling it. We have to just keep going. And it might not be the story we expected, but it's going to be a story. It's going to be a story. So we will have perseverance. We will have hope. We will have courage to keep telling our story, even when there's messes. All right. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing this story with me. It was great fun with you today. So I would like to invite anyone who would like to Kid Spirit today. Kid Spirit is happening in the small hall with Daisy and Ariane. No. And we're going to invite Youth Space to make their way downstairs to the youth room with Wes. Bye, Nina. Bye. You were so ready. The unpredictable. I want to invite a time of sharing the life and the work of this community and things that are coming up and things we have to share with each other. So please make your way to the front to do that as I offer an invitation or two. First and foremost, this Saturday, we will be celebrating the life of Ashley Bernice. This is mother of Serenity, partner of Brett Hardeen, and we will honor her life in a small gathering here on Saturday at 3 o'clock. You're welcome to be here to support the family, the Hardeen family, to support Bernie and Brett and Serenity, and we will honor Ashley's life in a good way. Wes left the room, but they wanted me to just introduce, and they'll say more about it in the weeks to come, but just to introduce that for the Transgender Day of Visibility this year, we will be hosting a rally and a resource fair here in the evening, March 31st from 6 to 8. And so just make sure you put that on your calendar if that interests you. It's a way to support. It's a way to support the trans people in our lives, in our community, in our city, in our province, who need all the support that they can get in this climate.
So I think y'all know what this is about. We all have this stuff in our basements, our garages, our dresser drawers, things we haven't looked at in ages, but really need to. And, you know, my guilty pleasures, things we all need to pare down. We're moving, we're downsizing. Sometimes we're just refreshing. It's spring. It's time to unload some stuff. Well, the Thrifty Treasures Market is the ideal place to do it, especially those basements that have accumulated so many things. I'm looking at you, Jan. David put me up to it. So there's three things really that we need for the market. We need your stuff. We need it to be clean, reusable, because this is a garage sale, not a garbage sale. We need your volunteers. We need your bodies. And then we need some baking, because we always have a really popular bake table. So this is going to be on May 30th. There's sign-up sheets out in the foyer. There's a list of things that we can accept, things we can't accept. And you can either sign up on the paper copies or you can go online. That link is in the morning messenger. And I know that it's going to be a good fundraiser this year. Thank you.
Well, it is spring. I'm Mary. Just wanted to say some words of thank you. But first I want to say it is spring, and Friday night as we gathered here for our concert, I thought of Connie Calder's words, "Spring on the prairies comes like a surprise. One minute there's snow on the ground, and next there's sun in your eyes." And Friday was kind of one of those days, but it was kind of a snowy, blustery evening. But anyway, I want to say some thank yous for the folks who came, supported the concert. I think there were around 90 people. I haven't done all the accounting yet, so I will put something in the messenger later this week once I've had a chance to do that. But thank you to the volunteers from the Outreach Committee and the choir who helped set up and serve coffee and sell merchandise and all the things that needed to happen to make things work. And thanks to our staff, Joseph and Ainsley and Chris, who helped us along the way with that as well. So it was a good evening, and very, very fun and enjoyable music. I'm a real Jeffrey Straker fan, and I hope maybe some of you are becoming fans as well. So thanks again for coming out and for all of you who supported in various ways.
Check. Today's wisdom reading is from an interpretation of Matthew 4:1-11. After his baptism, Jesus was led into the wilderness, a place where the familiar fell away and nothing made sense, a place of hunger, silence, and questions. For 40 days he wandered in that barren landscape, carrying only the echo of the words he had heard at the river, "You are beloved." In the wilderness, those words were all he had, and they were not easy to trust. When he was exhausted and vulnerable, a voice came to him, "If you are who you think you are, prove it. Turn these stones into bread. Make something happen. Fix your hunger." But Jesus answered from a deeper place, "My life is more than my appetite. I will not build my identity on what I can produce." Then the voice led him to a high place and said, "If you are who you think you are, throw yourself down. Force the world to notice you. Make them believe." But Jesus answered, "My worth is not measured by spectacle or approval. I do not need to be extraordinary to be whole." Finally, the voice showed him all the powers of the world and said, "Take control. Shape things to your will. You could have everything." But Jesus replied, "I will not define myself by domination or fear. My life is grounded in love, and love is enough." When the test was over, the voice fell silent, and Jesus emerged from the wilderness with clarity about who he was and about who he refused to become. He returned changed, carrying a wisdom that could only be learned through the testing of will and spirit. This is a story from the first century Jesus tradition. May we find wisdom for our living.
I know Micah and Carolyn have a song, but I forgot to change the name of that song up there. So please introduce what you're going to sing. We would love to hear it.
Good morning, dear friends. It's so lovely to see you this morning, and we are celebrating spring with you. After some reflection, we thought that we would select a song that had to do with going out into nature, picking the wild thyme in the mountains together, and it's also celebrating some of our Irish ancestry since St. Patrick's Day is just passed. So we hope you enjoy. This is my husband Micah's first time singing in the congregation, so kind of excited for him to show off his other skills. I'm not the only singer in the family. So I hope you enjoy. Oh, the summertime has come, and the trees are sweetly blooming. The wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go?
I will build my love a bower by yon cool crystal fountain, and round it I will pile all the wild flowers o'er the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to wild
Gorgeous. Thank you both. All right. There are seasons in life when we step into something new with intention and purpose, to align our lives with our values, to seek a new path. And last week's story arc was about the quest, where we wanted to step into something new that gave our lives purpose, that would align with who we are and who we wanted to be. But there are other seasons, and they come to all of us, when we find ourselves in places we did not choose, where we don't step willingly onto a new path, where we are chucked unceremoniously onto a new path, with peanut butter, jelly, orange juice, coffee stains, and the like. The story of the voyage and return begins with disruption. Think of that word disruption. It means you probably have an idea in mind, a plan, a thought, an agenda, a schedule. And then a disruption alters it. This story begins with disruption, and it quickly moves to confusion and to disorientation. Instead of setting off on a mission or a quest, we're merely trying to keep our head above water in the midst of a disruption. To right ourselves. To right ourselves after stumbling or falling into a strange world that's foreign to us. And how do we know that we're living this story in our lives? We'll be saying things like, I didn't choose this. Everything feels weird, strange. What do I do now? On this strange journey, we have to figure stuff out, don't we? We have to make order out of chaos. We're not challenged necessarily by tasks and obstacles as much as by our own confusion and state to try to figure things out. And when we journey through this unknown, we find, like in any other story arc, something about ourselves. Who knows what that might be? A wisdom, a humility, a grounding, perhaps. That we don't ever want to stay in confusion and chaos and disorientation. And if we look back into when this has happened to us, when we've lived this story, the disorientation may be intense, but it hasn't lasted forever. There has been some kind of manner of figuring it out. And the figuring out takes many different forms. But we eventually land in a place of journey to discovery of how are we able to keep our head above water? How are we to navigate this? Maybe we're discovering something about ourselves, about each other, about our friends, about the strength that we need. We heard a story about the wilderness, and the wilderness is a perfect metaphor for this story arc. Because when we find ourselves in the wilderness, it is a place of total disorientation and unknown. I mean the real wilderness, not the path you walk every day out in the forest or in the park. No, we're talking about the wilderness where you've never been there before. In reading Christopher Booker's writing about this story arc, I relate to thinking about this as the key question. Who am I when I'm under pressure? Who am I when I'm under pressure? I know who I am on a good day. We can be the best people in the world on a good day. But who am I when things turn? You can finish the sentence. For 40 days, Jesus wandered in the wilderness. So place this in your imagination as a liminal and imaginary place. Imagine this, a barren place, somewhere full of longing, hunger, silence, questions. This is the metaphor that our ancient faith story paints for us. Not really about geography, but about inner terrain. The places in us where the familiar falls away, where the usual strategies stop working, where we're stripped down to the questions that matter most. It's a place where identity is tested. Each temptation in the story that Jesus faces is not really about supernatural power, but about who he will choose to be when confronted with new, disorienting experiences. The temptation to be defined by what we produce or fix or control. Turn these stones into bread. This is the pull to prove our worth by being productive, by being efficient, by having some measure of achievement. We know what we feel like when we check something off our list. What do we feel like when we have no list? What do we feel like when we don't get to anything on our list? The wilderness asks, who am I when I can't fix, when I can't accomplish anything? Who am I when I'm tired, when I'm hungry, when I'm empty? There's also the temptation to be defined by what others think. Throw yourself down so everyone will see, says the story. This is the pull to seek approval and visibility and validation. And the wilderness asks, who am I when no one is watching? Who am I if I'm not extraordinary? Who am I if I'm, dare I say, boring? And there's the temptation to be defined by power and control. Take over. Do it all yourself. This is the pull to protect ourselves. We protect ourselves by doing it ourselves. Through dominance, through certainty, through fear, to stay in charge, to avoid vulnerability. The wilderness, though, asks us, who am I when I choose compassion over control? Who am I when I embrace my flaws? Who am I when I refuse to let fear lead the way? We need a wilderness or two in our lives. And sometimes the physical wilderness, the forest, the beach, the park, the photo album, the museum, the courtyard. Sometimes that physical place might inspire and bring us closer to our inner wilderness. So let's not write off the physical nature of a wilderness in our lives that's a real place that we might go to. Because sometimes that place might get us to the inner place we need to. We think different thoughts on the beach, don't we? Or in the forest, or touching a leaf of a tree. Whatever gets us to that inner wilderness, we need those things. We need that wilderness in our lives. So, to continue with the idea of sharing a different story with you each week that might demonstrate this story arc, I thought I'd go into a little bit of a wild wilderness myself. So to hold this story in a contemporary frame, if you're not familiar, I want to introduce you to Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you are familiar, then you know that this is quite a trip of a movie. And this film, at its core, is a voyage and return story. Evelyn Wong is not a hero on a mission. She's a woman overwhelmed by her life. She has a failing laundromat, a strained marriage, a daughter that she can't reach, talk to, relate to, taxes that are being audited that she doesn't understand, and she's pulled into chaos she never asked for. Alternate universes, yes, you heard that right, alternate universes, impossible choices, versions of herself she barely recognizes, and she didn't choose any of it. Everything feels strange. The clip we're about to watch comes early in the film. Evelyn is in an elevator on her way to the tax audit. She's already overwhelmed by paperwork and judgment and the feeling that her life is just slipping out of her hands. And then in this elevator, something impossible happens. Her husband, Waymond, suddenly becomes someone else. He tells her she's in danger. He gives her instructions she doesn't understand. The world tilts. The familiar dissolves. She's thrust into a reality that she doesn't understand and she didn't choose. This is her threshold moment, her wilderness moment, the beginning of her voyage and her return. And as you watch, I want you to notice her confusion. I want you to notice her resistance and her fear. And maybe, you will notice the spark of something maybe like courage or willingness that begins to flicker in Evelyn. Are you ready?
我在想，等我们这个事情都结束了，我们要不要一起去旅行，还是什么？
If I have to think of one more thing today, my head will explode. Come on.
You may be in grave danger. There's no time to explain. Hold this.
Why are you doing this?
Pay attention. When we leave this elevator, you can either turn left towards your scheduled audit appointment, or you can turn right and go into the janitor's closet.
神经病. Why would I go into the janitor?
Not now.
哎呦, why you download all these apps on my phone?
Breathe in. You're going to feel a slight pressure in your head.
你真的疯了. You come back here, shut up. You total
situated in your meeting. Follow these instructions. But remember, no one can know. Don't even talk to me about this because I won't remember.
But I don't.
Mental scan complete.
Talk to you soon. 哇，这个电梯好快哦！
Through her disorientation, Evelyn flashes through key moments of her life, her relationship with her father, her husband, her daughter, the laundromat, and she experiences the very beginnings of this wilderness reevaluation. This disorientation that leads to questions and wondering, who am I at this stage of my life? The movie continues, obviously. Evelyn begins to learn some essential things. She learns, no spoilers, that meaning is not found in success, but in presence. That love is in control, not attention. That her daughter Joy is not her adversary, but her mirror. That she can choose compassion over fear, even in the multiverse of chaos. Evelyn's journey is a wilderness story. It's a story of identity tested, a story of returning somehow changed from an experience of disorientation and life evaluation. So in this story, for all of us, it's a moment that we all begin to ask, who am I really? Who am I really? Especially if things start falling apart. When the familiar falls away, we discover what really matters. I can't tell you how many times that I sit with folks where something has happened in their life and the questions turn to, I was taking X and Y and Z for granted, and I can't do that anymore. When our usual strategies fail, we learn new ones. When something is stripped away from our life, we encounter episodes of gratitude that we wish we'd had all along. When we're disoriented, we become open to wisdom we couldn't hear before. Many of us are living in wilderness seasons right now, or have, or soon will. These wilderness seasons take on many, many forms. Whenever we navigate grief or transition, we're in a wilderness. Whenever we're hearing about the world and feeling unmoored by it, we're in a wilderness. Whenever we question old beliefs or things that we learned as young people and wonder if that's still true for us, we're in a wilderness. Whenever we face burnout, lose or change jobs or careers, adjusting to changes of health or more mobility or facility or familiarity. Whenever we become a caregiver for our parents, whenever we're raising children in uncertain times, whenever we're trying to stay grounded in a culture of noise and pressure, all of these create wildernesses for us and so many more. We don't choose them, but they are shaping us. And the questions are our questions. What will define me? How will I respond when life feels out of sorts? What values am I going to hold on to when everything else is shifting? And who am I becoming in this disorientation? These are questions of our identity. So if that feels like a voyage, then we've been on it. And we'll ask ourselves how we want to emerge from any of these wilderness experiences. Is it with deeper compassion or clearer values or a new sense of self, a renewed capacity to love ourselves, and so many others? I invite you into the wilderness this week. Not to say that we're not already experiencing one, but to say that the wilderness will ask us questions, and I invite us into the openness to the questions that the wilderness asks. And so for a few moments, like we've been doing through this season, I'll invite you into a time of reflection on these questions or wherever your mind takes you as we've been exploring this wilderness. Either today or through the week, we're invited to ponder, when in your life have you found yourself in a wilderness you didn't choose? What part of your identity felt most tested or uncertain in that season? I'll just pause to say that the questions this week are slightly different. They're sending us back into our past, because when we can recognize wisdoms of wildernesses of our past and the wisdom we've found there, they can help us with our current and future wilderness experiences. So we're going back to mine for wisdom. Number 3, what old strategies or assumptions stopped working when everything felt strange? Who or what helped you stay grounded while you were navigating the unfamiliar? What wisdom eventually emerged from that time that you couldn't have learned any other way? And how might that wisdom guide you now as you face new thresholds or uncertainties? Hold these questions gently and know that it's part of our becoming. We'll take just a few moments of silence and time to ponder. near the beginning of our gathering, we shared words to strengthen our intention. And as we change the light, we're going to offer those words again. Perhaps we're in a new place, perhaps we're deeper in the wilderness, perhaps our call and the way these words sound to us feel different now. But we'll use them as our calling into our day and into our week with intention and with the strength of each other's voices. We come together with open hearts, ready to see our lives with new clarity. Let's invite ourselves into stories that reveal places for celebration and for healing. Let's open ourselves to the humility to listen, the courage to repair, and the joy of connection. May this time awaken in us a spirit of curiosity, compassion, and transformation. And may we find in the stories we live a path that leads us to wholeness. And so we go with the light, changed as are we changed by everything we live. And we go knowing that strength is around us, within us, among us, and between us. May we go in that strength.